guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a review on Ulta's new rebranding makeup. So if you want to see how this stuff works, then just keep watching. So I have filmed half of this once and then my camera died. So because of that, I know how a good majority of the stuff works. So some of it I'm not going to test out on here, but I will tell you how it worked for me just because I remember how it worked. So I don't want, because there's some things that it's like multiple bronzers, and so I tried one on each side of my face, so I know how they both work now. So I'm just going to tell you instead of trying them both. So basically, Ulta was having a promotion that if you paid, I think it was like $19.50 in their products, then they would give you this bag that came with a bunch of products, mostly sample sizes of their new brand. Back that up. Of their new branding. Apparently, I guess they rebranded and reformulated a lot of their products. So everything here is mostly their new formula, at least it was what was on the shelf. And then this was the only thing that I believe is their old packaging, because they now have clearance sections and it's all mostly filled with their stuff at the front, so I'm assuming it's their old branding. So I am still going to use this even though it's the older branding. This is the new branding. Like I said, this is a small travel size that came with this kit. But this is the mattifying face primer. It says it's supposed to control shine and blur pores. I have dry skin, so I actually don't have a problem with shine, but I'm fine with blurring my pores. So this is what the applicator looks like. It's just like a, oh, it's not, it's hard. It looks like those, you know, lips that you used to put on as a kid. I'm sure they still have it, but it just comes out clear. Feels just like a typical silicone primer. So I'm just gonna put this on my pore spots, or where there's a lot of texture. But I'm gonna avoid my really dry spots, which is the side of my nose and stuff. So then the next thing is the foundation. I bought the Demi Matte Foundation. It's oil-free, fragrance-free, and paraben-free. This retails for $14. Now, like I said, have dry skin, so I would rather have had a dewy one, but the only one I could find as dewy was like a BB cream or a CC cream, so it wasn't going to be coverage, and I want coverage, so. Like I said, I have tested this out when I tried to do this video before, so I do know I do not like it with this brush, so I'm going to go ahead and use it with my sponge. It does come with a pump. It comes out extremely weird. And I believe this was one of their lightest shades, and it's pretty dark, so it's definitely not my shade. It is very thick too, so it's definitely not my shade. This is just bringing flashbacks since I've already done this. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you I hate this product. So this is bringing me flashbacks of the last time I tried it.
It's just so thick.
I'm going to build it up a little bit. I'm not going to build it up too much because last time I tried that, because I want full coverage, it does not give it to you. So I'm not going to waste my time trying to build up that much. But I will do a little bit. Alright, I'm going to leave it at this. Like I said, I've tried this before. I tried building it up. The most I can get is medium coverage. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like this, even though I can see all my redness and it drives me insane. But I'm not going to blend it onto my neck because I'm telling you, I absolutely do not like this foundation. So as soon as this is over, I'm taking this off. So I'm not going to bother blending it down. For me, I can't, it's a consistency thing. I can't stand how thick this is. So I'm definitely passing on that. The other thing I bought was their concealer. This is the full coverage liquid concealer that it says is waterproof. I got the shade Light Warm. This retails for $9. So I can tell you right off the bat, I picked the wrong shade. This is extremely warm. Like normally when they say warm, you think just like a warm undertone. No, this is like orange colored. I really hope my camera picks this color up because, oh man. And this says it's a full coverage concealer. It is very thick. Very thick. I'm going to blend it out with this attempt to, because I feel like I get better coverage with this, so I can attest for the full coverage if I do this. I'm going to do this side with this, and then I'll do the other side with the sponge because I don't think I did that last time. Okay. So I'll do my sponge on this side. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but in person I can definitely see my dark circles still coming through pretty intensely. I did put it on top of my eyelids, which I do normally with any concealer I have. I just use whatever is left over from pouncing and put it on my eyelids. And typically it covers all my veins and my discoloration on my on my eyelids. I can still see that. So I definitely don't think this is full coverage. I think it is the thickness of it wanting to be full coverage. I mean, it's really thick for a concealer, but I definitely can still see all my under eyes, or all my dark circles. So I'm gonna say it's not full coverage, and I'm gonna say the thickness is not something I want under my eyes. So I'm gonna pass on this. Like I said, I got halfway through this and the majority I passed on, so hopefully the parts I didn't try are really good. But next thing I'm going to do is this Morphe. It's the mineral setting powder, and it's supposed to be translucent. Nowhere on the package does it say translucent, but on the kiosk in the store it said translucent. So this retails for $14. So the holes are extremely tiny, which I guess is good but also bad because it takes forever to get out. So I don't know if you guys can see, that's not translucent, that's definitely a color, but we'll still put it on to see, maybe it comes out translucent. Am I kidding? I feel like I'm lying to you because I've already done this and I already know. Alright, I'm going to set my whole face with this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you. The slight color it has to it definitely is showing up. I don't know if you guys can see this, but if you can see how dark this area that I set is compared to this area, granted you can still see all my redness, but you can see that this is giving me a tint of a darker color. It's definitely not translucent like it says it is, but we're still going to go with it. So I think the powder feels nice. It's just, it's not translucent, so it's giving me a darker cast than what I had originally on for my base. So I feel like if it was actually translucent, I would probably like this, but because it's not, I don't want it. So let's move on, shall we? So this kit came with a little blush and bronzer highlighter. It's called Rose Blush and Cool Bronzer is the is the shades. And then I also have this palette I was telling you about. I'm sure they still sell it because I'm sure they're just trying to get rid of their old packaging and old formula. So I'm sure you could probably still find this. It doesn't have a name to what it is, but it is in a holographic package. It opens this way and has a highlighter, blush, and bronzer, and then eyeshadows. And then you open it on this side, and it has cream highlighters, correcting concealers, and then lip colors. So I think if I remember right, I'm going to swatch them both so that I can try to remember. So here are the colors. That was a really bad swatch on my, can you see it? So I don't know if you can tell, but this shade is really, really, really orange. And that's out of this palette, this mini one. And then the other one looks kind of decent. Really bad angle, sorry about this. But it's more red tone. So neither one of them is a good bronzing shade, especially for me. So, and if I remember right, this one that is orangey, if you build it up too much, it starts looking really, really muddy. Like, I mean like a gray toned muddy, which is weird because it's really orange, but it does. So I'm gonna use the brush that came in this kit. It is actually their blush brush, but I'm gonna use it for bronzing. And I'm gonna use the shade out of this palette. I'm just going to leave it at that because I know this one eventually does get really muddy too. So overall, both of those I really don't like. Like I said, one pulls more orange, and if you start building it up too much, it actually gets ashy and really muddy. And then this one starts to pull red, and if I do way too much or do what I normally do, it starts looking really, really red, and I might as well have just done blush instead. But so we're just going to stop at this. So then the two blush shades I have is that one in this palette, and I will swatch it. It's called Rose Blush. Let's swatch it somewhere you could see. So that is Rose Blush. And then this palette also has one right here. So I will swatch that one right next to. So, wow. As you can see, this one is definitely, where is it? That one's definitely more pigmented, and that's the old formula. So I feel like new formula should be better, but so far I'm thinking the old formula has been nicer. I'm going to use the same brush because it's their blush brush, and I think I'm actually going to just use the new formula one because I like that. For me personally, since I don't like blush that much, I want one that's more toned down. So I'm going to use this one. I'm not mad at it. I think the base, everything underneath is just really messing it up. But it still seems to be blending semi-nicely. But like I said, I really think that's the foundation and everything else under. So I'm not going to fully judge it. But, okay, so the other thing, oh, I forgot to tell you. This is on clearance. So because I put powder on my face, I'm not going to use any of the illuminating highlighters that it has. So like I said, this palette has 3 illuminating highlighters here. And then this set actually came with this of their new stuff, which is the Liquid Illuminator in Northern Lights. So I'm going to swatch those for you. Okay, this is the, can you guys even see that? This is the illuminating highlighter in Northern Lights. I'm going to go ahead and do a highlighter. So I did buy this. This is the Illuminating Sheer Radiant Finish. I did not see that it said Sheer Radiance Finish when I bought this. This was the only highlighters I could find when I was in the store. And so I bought this one, which is the shade Yellow Diamond, which looks like this. So it looks really pretty when you first swatch one swatch. But when you put it on your face, it's literally sheer. Let's see, this retails for $10. For me, I think because I tried this on my face, I would rather use it as kind of like an all-over light wash to make a glow on my face because it does not do like anything. Let me show you. Okay, so one, extremely powdery. And like now there's nothing on the brush, barely, but put it on. Like, there's barely anything there. So for me, I feel like this would be nice as like just an all-over highlighted look. But this kit did have a highlighter. So we're going to go ahead and use this highlighter right here, which looks like a gold shade. Alright, Ulta, you're letting me down. Alright, I give up. It's not doing anything. Okay. So, this is my highlighter because it's not doing anything. Alright, so the next thing I bought was their eyebrow pencil. So this is the Ultra Slim Brow Pencil in dark brown. This retails for $10, so it does come with a spoolie, which is nice. And then it is just a sharp, not a sharp, but a small point. So I'm going to go ahead and do my brows really quickly. I'm actually going to do those off camera because I can't really do them on camera very well. I'll be right back. So apparently I wasn't recording and I don't know the last time it stopped, so I'm gonna try to do the last that I know of. So I think it was the brow pencil. I do not like this. I will use it because I have it, but I'm definitely not gonna go out and repurchase it again. It's just too rough when you're putting it on. There's not like any creaminess to it. The brow shaping gel came with this kit. I tried this, don't like it. It started taking off my eyebrow powder or pigment from the pencil, and when I swatched it, barely anything comes out and it honestly just looks like oil. So definitely passing on that. So when I think eye primer or tinted eye primer, I think of like, you know, just an eye primer that has a skin toned base like color to it, right? Well, this is called a tinted eye primer, but then it says it's in the shade Peach Glow, which I didn't understand what that meant until I swatched it. So this is the eye primer. Don't get me wrong, it's a really pretty color, but this is not an eye primer. This is a colored maybe eye base for a shadow, but it's not an eye primer, and so that really threw me off. So I didn't have an eye primer, so I just used my concealer like you saw me do earlier because I knew that that wasn't an actual primer. So because I already set it with powder, I can't use that because I don't want to put a liquid on top of the powder. So I'm just going to go in with this, which is what that little kit came with. So it does have 6 shades. I swatched these shimmers and they barely show up. I mean, you can see the color, but they barely show up. The swatches I did for the matte shades, they show up a little better. So I'm going to take the shade Lilac Blossom and I'm going to put that into my crease. Like, no pigment. This definitely does not look like lilac on my eyes. It just looks like a cool toned gray purple. Like, okay, I'm gonna use the same brush and I'm gonna go in with the shade next to it, which is Butterfly Wings. Woo, right there, which is the only other matte shade in this palette.
We're just gonna try to intensify this and build it up a little bit, and maybe put some other color beside it, right?
I am holding the brush really closely because these do not have the best pigment in the world, so I want it more intense. Alright, that's as good as it's getting. So then, we're going to take the shade Peony Banquet, which is just like a it's a pinky peach shimmer shade. Where the fuck is the color? I'm not going to spray it because I did not buy a spray from Ulta and I want to keep this as much as just Ulta. Alright, you know what? Let's try the base. We're going to look really weird with having not matching eyes, but I want to try this base even though I have a little powder down. So I'm going to put a little on my hand. And then they did have a brush on sale of theirs, which is just a concealer brush. It's kind of big, but I'm going to try to use it. This retails for $10. It was on sale for $5. So we're going to attempt to use this. Alright, and then we'll just try to put that peony on top. I can't seem to get enough powder on to make it not sticky. Alright, I'm going to try to blend the outer corner to this. And we have fallout like crazy. I think I definitely got it more intense than the other one, but you can already see it creasing. Like, I could not get enough powder in this to stop the creasing and to stop the stickiness. I'm going to pack it right on that spot. It still feels sticky. I'm going to pass on the primer. I'm going to pass on this kit, this little eyeshadow kit, because honestly, the pigment's barely there. Like I said, I didn't want to use these eyeshadows just because this is supposed to be more about the new branding and this is the old branding, but in case you can get it, I will swatch it. Look at that blue. Oh, alright. That was less satisfying. So I'm going to pass on the eyeshadow, both eyeshadow palettes. What else do we need? What else do we have? So they have an eyeliner pencil in black. Oh, actually feels kind of creamy. Could be promising. Let's just line the top. Oh, no. Alright, it's creamy on the hand, on the eyelid. It's not moving very well, so I'm going to leave that dot to where it is. This is like becoming a shit show. Alright, this set did come with their Plush Drama Volumizing Mascara, so we will also use this. Ooh, that is a huge brush. Okay. This is brand new and barely anything is coming out. Do you see this? Maybe I just got spoiled because I now like wear the Bad Gal Bang every day, but this like is not coming out. Like, look at that. 5 strokes, okay? This is like 5 strokes. Where is it? Alright, I quit. Okay, lips. Let's move on. So it came with a lip liner in this set. It is in the shade Bittersweet. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on our lips. Oh, this kit, which I'm not going to put it on now real quick, I just want to tell you though, it came with a juice infused lip oil, which I did use the other day and I actually do like that. Maybe just one thing out of this that I like. But so I'm going to put this lip liner on. Okay, so my camera shut off while I was doing that, but I'm not mad at the lip liner. It definitely can't be as sharp because as soon as I started doing it, it broke. But I'm not mad at it. It's not bad. I think it's a nice color. So this palette, like I said earlier, did come with lip shades here. I'm gonna try to use the shade that they came with this set because, like I said, new beauties or new product, new formula. So this is the pink chocolate lipstick. This is what the lipstick looks like. One thing I noticed right off the bat that I don't like is it has little notches on the side here to shut, but it like, I don't know, it just feels so like it's gonna fall off. It does feel really moisturizing. Shade's not bad. The formula doesn't feel bad. So I think out of all of this, my win is the lip liner's pretty nice. I would use it. The lipstick I think is pretty decent as well. And then this lip that I didn't use, that you guys didn't see but I've used it before, is their Juice Infused Lip Oil. I think is really nice as well. But everything else I'm sad to say I do not like. The brush actually is okay. I don't mind the brush. I feel bad, like I feel like I should like more products, but I don't. And I'm not gonna lie about it. I love that Ulta and Sephora both have their, you know, they sell makeup and then they have their own lines. I think that's a nice thing to have. I think it's nice that they do that. My only problem is if you're going to make a brand, please make it good. This just, and I understand, you know, there can be some flops or there's some things that work better for other people than they do for other people. But this kind of stuff literally just seemed like some head person just said, yeah, okay, do it. Didn't test it, didn't look at it, didn't do anything. That's just what this feels like. Obviously, I don't know that for sure, but that's just what the quality of the stuff feels like. So, unfortunately, that is what it is. I like the lip products, so get you the lip products. That's all I have for this video. I'm sorry, it was mostly flops. Actually, it was pretty much like all flops. Oh, and this, I forgot. The Sheer Radiant Finish. Like I said before in this video, I think if you wanted like an all over nice subtle glow, I think this would be a good product. So, yeah, there was another product. Alright, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.